What's going on, guys? Brother Rusher here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And today we got the EZA for INT YAMCHA. So YAMCHA, he is weak to SAIYAN Saga, as we can see. Greatly reduces damage from Super AGL, Super Tech, Super INT, and Super STR. So yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of units super class wise that are just not very usable here. However, I have noticed that it doesn't really make a huge difference. I've been running this Gohan, but he honestly hasn't been doing like too well here. So if I actually switch it to, I just use these guys because they're Earthbred fighters anyway. So yeah. So I've been running Tao as my leader because he's an Earthbred Fighters or Earthlings category leader. Everybody really doesn't get much from the Earthling portion. Hell, or even like realistically, not even the Dragon Ball Seekers portion. But running him here, he's actually been working very well. In like a lot of good scenarios, I've actually been able to like one-shot Yamcha. Kind of using like the active skill and then using his super attack. He's almost been like one-turning him. Even with him not being like a Saiyan Saga unit, he's still been working very well. So I'll continue to use him just because he's doing well. But we're not here to talk about Tao. We are here to talk about Mr. Yamcha himself. So when Yamcha came out, he was obviously a very good unit. A lot of people did really love that Yamcha on his release. Plus, you know, he was very good for like link leveling and stuff like that, because if you just ran the events where you were fighting like one enemy, he was able to use his active skill right away, and it cleared the fight so fast. So Yamcha actually was a very good leader. Plus with his leader skill, there was a lot of units that could fit under there. So yeah, Yamcha initially was very good. Now, let's kind of talk about what he does post EZA. So, post EZA, Earthbred Fighters or Saiyan Saga, E3 170% HP. And then also, before we actually hop into the rest of it, here we'll actually use Tao right here so we can see how much damage he actually does. So initially, well, this is mine. Mine's rainbowed, obviously. So almost 11 million just from that. And then get a bunch of rainbow orbs. I think there was, what, 8 orbs that we got, or 4 orbs that we got right there. So we get an extra 800% attack with them. Yeah, almost a 50 million attack stat. Let's see how much damage this does. Remember, he's not Saiyan Saga either. Yeah, almost one-shot him. So yeah, like I said, Tao is very crazy. If you have him, this is a great place to use him. But okay, back to Yamcha himself. So Earthbred Fighter, Saiyan Saga, Key 3, 170%. Now he gives an additional 1 key and 30% to units who are in Earthlings or Turtle School. Obviously he's not a 220 lead, but it's totally a-okay. So super attack wise, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Causes immense damage to the enemy with a high chance of stunning. So pretty solid way to start off right there. As his entrance animation, if there's another Earthbred Fighter category ally on the team upon his entry turn, he has a chance of evading enemies' attacks by 20% for 1 turn. And then he gets 3 key and 200% attack and defense for 5 turns, 1 time only. So, basic effects. Gets 3 key, 200% attack and defense. That seems to be like almost like normal for a lot of these units now. As them getting like 200, 250%, etc. They're definitely in the higher tier numbers nowadays. He's got a high chance of performing a crit. He has a high chance of dodging enemies' attacks. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super. He basically does like everything right off the get-go. which is like one of the things I love about this Yamcha. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type that's not INT to rainbow, so obviously a rainbow orb changer. For every rainbow key sphere he obtains, he gets 40% defense and a chance of evading enemies' attacks up 10% before attacking. So, you know, you get 5 rainbow orbs. He gets an extra 200% defense and a 50% chance to dodge before he attacks. I don't know about you, but I'd say that's pretty solid. For every attack performed, he gets 40% attack and defense up to 200%. So 5 attacks and he's fully built up. And he has a chance of performing a crit up 10% up to 50%. So 5 attacks and he gets 200% attack and defense and 50% chance to crit, which also goes along well with his high chance of performing a crit. So this guy doesn't need any crit whatsoever. After he dodges an attack, he launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super within the turn. And then as the second or third attacker in a turn, he launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. And for every super attack performed, he gets a chance of evading enemies' attacks up 10% within the turn. So Yamcha's looking pretty solid here. And then he's got his active skill, obviously. Still one of the best active skills, I will say, that's in the game, or condition-wise. It causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the turn it's activated, attacks are guaranteed to hit. Can be activated after the character evades 4 or more enemy attacks, or in battle, or when all allies attacking the same turn are Earthbred Fighters category characters. So this Yamcha is very solid. Do I think they maybe EZA'd him a little too early? It's possible. Given where like the game is power creep wise right now, Yamcha I think will perform very well, but his biggest problem is going to be the fact that if he goes up against dodge canceling bosses, Yamcha is going to probably get destroyed, because a lot of his kit does revolve around him needing to dodge, you know, having the high chance of evading enemies' attacks. You know, if he dodges, he launches 2 additional attacks. Then for every super he dodges, he gets, for every super attack he performs, he also gets the chance of evading enemies' attacks up 10%. So if we're going against bosses where he can't dodge against, that's going to be a problem. So there we go. There is the EZA done for him. Super easy, super quick. No problems whatsoever. We got all the missions done as well. Missions are obviously just beat it within a certain time limit. And then I think it's like use 4 Saiyan Saga units. So nothing too major here. Yeah, beat stage 10 or higher within 1 minute and 40 seconds. Beat stage 20 or higher within 2 minutes. And at level 20 or higher, beat it with a Saiyan Saga category character on the team. Just one. So that'll be super easy. I don't think anybody's really going to have trouble. If you are having trouble getting a team together, I would say you can still run the free-to-play like Saiyan Saga team. It might take a little bit longer to do because you won't be doing as much damage, but it is possible to still do it. So let's go over here. Let's get Yamcha his awakening, or his EZA awakening, and there we go. Yamcha's EZA'd, and we will definitely get a video out on him and see how well he's going to perform. But there you guys go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit that like button, and if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe, and also down in the comments below, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Yamcha's EZA. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.
Brother Russia, the whale of whales, rainbow everything, buying all the sales. In Dokkan battle, I reign supreme. 10K stones, it's not a dream.